In this video, I'm going to build ballast units and drop the size of the enemy army down 3,500. So I experiment with this a bit, and I have 247,000, but I'm real concerned about Gaines's Mill and Malvern Hill, and I think I'm going to take a lot of casualties in these upcoming battles. But I end up taking a lot fewer casualties um, than I expect. So I start investing in medicine. As you can see, I put my first two perks in medicine. I'm starting to build my army. Grant is going to be my commander, and I'm just getting these perks, which you've already seen me do. But I've been playing with these numbers, and the enemy starts to scale right away. So what I decided to do is I decided to build my units that I'm going to take into battle only up to 1100 to try to stay under scaling. And you're going to see that that's going to really drive up the number of enemy troops because, man, I've already hit the scaling point. So then I build ballast units, and ballast units really pull down the total number of the enemy army. It pulls it down by 3,500, which is huge considering how few units are going to be in this battle. So the battle turns out to be pretty easy. I mean, I'm thinking I'm going into this with units that are only 1,100. This could be bad, but it turns out it's not. So one of the first things I always do is I always try to figure out who do I want to take into the battle. So I spend some time thinking about, okay, I really want to get my snipers some more experience. That's really important to me. I'm thinking about Gaines's Mill and Malvern Hill. Of course, I want to take my best infantry units because that's how I play the grand battles. And then it's just a matter of sorting out the officers. Cav, not so useful in this battle. Yeah, not as useful, I think, as snipers. So then I always look to see what weapons do I have for free, and I've already purchased whatever weapons I could from Reputation. So I'm shuffling officers around, which I always do between battles, and usually I don't show you this because it's not terribly interesting. But I want to make sure that I have the best officers I possibly can as division commanders. And then I think about either, if there's a colonel that's near promotion, I would probably take him. But I kind of like where the officers are now. It's all generals and colonels. I mean, that's pretty sweet. As you can see, I have all of the snipers in one division and artillery and one infantry in my third division, and my best infantry in first division. So, yeah, it's. I can only. I want to start pushing my artillery up to 8 for Gaines's Mill and Malvern Hill. So I want to do that as soon as I possibly can. And as I said, I'm pushing my my infantry up to 1100. This guy is really close to a second star. This is the unit that needed the 2-star general to get that second star. But I'm not going to put a 2-star general in here because 2-star generals get dead if they command individual units, and I can't afford to lose a 2-star general. I'm shuffling around weapons, trying to get the best weapons I possibly can. I'm not against buying weapons at all. In playing the small army high efficiency, obviously I got a whole bunch of 1855s. So what I want to do is I want my army to have Harper's Ferries and 1855s going into combat as much as possible, and everybody's going to have Harper's Ferries and 1855s. And eventually everybody's going to have Harper's Ferries pretty much. So I'm actually really happy with where all of this is, and the total cost. I mean, I did buy some weapons, but I still have some money left over, and that's not bad. Okay, so we went up to 17,000. Just getting my army up to 1,100 men, 17,000. So here I buy these ballast units, and this unit is free because I had weapons, and that unit, oh, I'm just buying the officer. Okay, so I bought basically a core of ballast units, and the numbers drop down to 13,503 from 17,000. That's 3,500 men less than, it's a drop of 3,500. So still have 40 guns. When I build up my army a little bit, it went up to 40 guns from 38 from doing absolutely nothing. But dropping that down 3,500 was huge, and that's what the ballast units do for you in the side battles. I still have 100,000 left. Still have 11,000 men. The ballast units, all they did was drop down the average size, well, the total number of enemy troops, which means each enemy unit will probably be about, if I remember how many units they had, about 300 fewer men in each unit. So that's what ballast does for you. And I'll see you in the next battle.